barrage that middle pack. I think this is going to be the win for Perplexed as long as Zmok doesn't end up going down. So they need to make sure that all of their DPS. So a Shine can roll. I think it's True Bearing. That's the heal. Actually, no, True Bearing's not.
The attack speed slash leech.
I think True Bearing may be the attack speed slash leech. Wolf Disco does in fact have Death Strike to keep him up. Swag is the only one who's in like super big danger. But Zmok died! That means that, oh my gosh, the Awakened mobs instantly teleported all the way back to the group. This is going to be a wipe for Perplexed. MethaU's going to win the match, I think.
Wow, I mean, you were talking about it. Zmok was saying on Twitter that that pull is incredibly dangerous to pull off.
Just making sure that Harlem is going to be in a position where he's just going to die almost regardless of whether or not they mess it up.
Oh, dropping low.
It's going to be okay. Like they're still at least going to get some down from it. Whereas
Harlem goes
that's
down.
fine.
That is going to be all she wrote. One more mob is all it takes. And with this last trash mob, MethaDU are returning to their winning ways and unsurprisingly taking the first cup of the 2020 MDI season.
They were quite a bit slower than most other teams, so maybe there was actually, yeah, this is a really big pull by Perplexed here.
Wolf Disco in serious trouble. Divine also in trouble. Jumps, snaps the blood of the Corruptor, and that's going to lead to his death. They have no battle reses available. Perplexed, full team wiping on the last boss here.
Make sure that all the mobs.
Look at those two full health mobs casting their final blast there. Perfect from Perplexed. Despite their best efforts, Perplexed are going to win this map.
Don't leave. Weekly no leave. Please, weekly no leave.
The first game is Motherlode, and that was a time trial dungeon, and Perplexed had the #1 seed, being almost 2 minutes faster than Self-Reliance. So looks like that will go to Perplexed if they don't have any huge mistakes. But then we play Yard afterwards, Junkyard, and we've seen so many things happen in Junkyard. Anything can happen.
All right, so we got traps coming out on the mine rats on the side of Perplexed, and they are doing a massive pull. This is twice the size of Self-Reliance's pull, which was already pretty big. And there's the Life Cocoon on Divine Field. If Perplexed can pull this off, they will be catapulting themselves into the driver's seat of this match.
Yeah, so it looks like this is one of those things they do that makes them be 2 minutes faster in the time trials. This is, as Dratnos mentioned, is a huge pull, and this requires so much control as well. So many interrupts needs to be done here, and so many, like, making sure that you don't have uneven damage because of Sanguine. If you have 10 or more mobs on top of each other, and one mob dies slightly too early, then everyone else will heal and you lose huge amounts of time. So this is why we saw the Ring of Peace come out there at the very end, and it looks like they don't even want to deal with those two drillers,
so the drillers
because they don't give
and
percentage, right?
Exactly. Yeah, this is a remarkably good first map for Self-Reliance. Not quite a win because Perplexed showed up here with a great run of their own, but still, I think we are going to be in for a really, really good series between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, incredible strategy by both of those teams and very well executed by both. So well done as Mogul Rastang is dropping lower and lower for Perplexed. And there we go. So first dungeon going to Perplexed, but very close. Yard afterwards, Junkyard, and we've seen so many things happen in Junkyard. Anything can happen. I think it's definitely possible for Self-Reliance. The boss slightly earlier, but still a trash difference. Now Ashman dropping really low.
He got stunned. The stun channel went out on him. Wolf down though on the side of Perplexed. Zmok goes down too. No battle reses are available for them, and this is going to be a full team wipe for Perplexed. Self-Reliance now firmly in the driver's seat here.
Position in the dungeon, so thankfully they didn't have
Rudra down, down.
Everything's raging, and oh my god, this is gonna be a full trash reset, doing a lot of damage, but the other two damage dealers just not having that much available. Ring of Peace.
Oh, the enlarge goes off.
Really low.
Rudra, you have to be so careful here. Look at those, and that is what happens when you try to kite on this pack. Zmok trying to keep everybody alive. Wolf Disco in serious trouble. Divine also in trouble. Jumps, snaps the blood of the Corruptor, and that's going to lead to his death. They have no battle reses available. Perplexed, full team wiping on the last boss here. So Perplexed now, despite the fact that they don't need the count, but on the side of Self-Reliance, Anta goes down.
Yeah,
they do not have a battle res.
Mikhail going down too. This is going to be a
That's going to be a wipe from Self-Reliance. And the ball is back in Perplexed court. Oh my goodness, what is happening in this match?
Divine Field has 4 Grievous stacks on it. Zmok going down.
Zmok goes down.
This
Wolf
is a
goes
full
down.
team wipe for them as well.
Perplexed wiping as well, but Self-Reliance has 2 DPS players and they're wiping as well. Oh no, no, no. 3 obelisk for them. They've taken care of the fear guy. That should make things a little bit easier, although by no means is it a done deal. Self-Reliance, no. Oh no. Perplexed now has the opportunity to end this series.
Divine?
No, they're not gonna. Divine Field goes down. No
this
res
might be a full
available.
team wipe for them
They
too.
can kite out for a little bit
They had
and
a res
try and get
too,
that res.
but
Wolf
no,
Disco goes
no.
down as well. They should just be wiping this. That's that's got to be the response here from these teams.
No, Self-Reliance, no.
Self-Reliance are
They're-
wiping on the gauntlet part that I said nobody could wipe to,
Oh no.
but they are finding a way.
They're gonna do it.
Perplexed
There you
are
go,
gonna
Perplexed.
finally end this though.
Oh, wow. Woo. Perplexed taking game number 2 and ending our, our joy, not misery, our joy through out this Junkyard run. Self-Reliance doing whatever they can to prove Dratnos wrong as they do end up dying onto that gauntlet and will be dropping down into the lower bracket. Well, as many of us might have been kind of curious as to why we didn't see a lot of Junkyard the first couple weekends of MDI. Oh boy, have we have been able to see this on display, Zyro. And as we take a look at our bracket, we saw Perplexed and Method EU following, their usual tear through the tournament that we've been coming to know and sort of expect as well, I'd say. Motherlode going to start our runs off between Perplexed and Method EU, while Perplexed bans Borealis and Method EU banning Underrot. So let's dive right in. Both teams are ready to go as Motherlode gets underway. That's right. Let's see how they do as game number 2 is rolling on right now in King's Rest with Method EU up 1. In addition to qualify for the grand finals.
Yeah, I definitely think from those 4 teams that were competing for the number 3 and 4 spot, it was Deplete from Beyond and Self-Reliance who were the most consistent for sure.
Still within striking distance of Perplex.
Yeah, they are a little bit behind on count though because they didn't do.
Igloo.
Oh no, that's bad. Igloo goes down. They do have a battle res available, but Dr. J also down immediately afterwards. That's going to require a res, and the time loss here is adding up for Deplete from Beyond. Meanwhile, Perplexed doing a massive pull here, not into boss, just a massive pull. The rest of the Kragmaw room all together. Look at Divine just spiking up there with that Strength of the Warden, Marekth's Fang combo. Now Wolf Disco is doing his Death Knight thing. Saving the combo a little bit for later in the pull, which is a smart adaptation to this Raging Affix.
No, they're just going straight into Xancha. They're going to pull those other mobs later, probably. Those double defilers.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
waiting
no,
until
they're pulling it
everything
right
is
now.
nice and close. Yeah, so that it starts combat right as they pull the boss. They've also grabbed one of those Feral Bloodswarmers that flies off to the side. And yeah, huge trash pull now into Sporecaller Xancha for Perplexed. But it is just melting under the pressure from that DK. And actually the Warrior burst as well. Divine does such a good job of just unleashing massive damage on pull with his Azurite Essence and his Trinket there. Yeah, they've dealt with all those 4 Awakened enemies, and they are on track here for a massively improved time relative to their previous Underrot run. This is a world-class pace here that I believe would be competitive with Method EU if we end up seeing that matchup later, so...
Absolutely. I mean,
Awesome play.
Perplex puts up world-class pace times. I don't know why this should come as a surprise to any of us. They are a very sick team, and that's why Perplex is going to be taking this first map in the Underrot and put them up 1-0.
That's right, Perplexed. While we haven't been seeing them play a ton because we've been so fixated on a lot of these lower bracket matchups, they've done a great job of, keeping pace and establishing themselves as that high caliber team. That's right, we'll have to see what these guys are able to put together as Workshop gets underway. Perplexed up 1.
Yeah, Deplete from Beyond here we see doing the Rocket Barrage bait, whereas Perplexed are baiting with the hammer to kill all these mobs. Rocket Barrage once again proves to be faster for Deplete from Beyond, so great work from them there, getting an early advantage. We'll have to see if they're able to hold that, though, the rest of the way through. I expect to see a lot of other teams actually picking up that Rocket Barrage strategy, given how much they've proved it is faster than the hammers.
I mean, I think
Perplexed now doing the same thing here. All the trash into Cujo. Big damage coming out from every member of their team. They've got that line of sight spot next to the box.
Dude, they got it
Divine
perfectly.
standing out. Yeah, this is beautiful. Oh, they have to be careful. Okay, yeah, they're doing a good job. Divine taking quite a bit of damage, though, and Grievous getting a ticking on him.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job, though, of just melting Cujo. Look at this. They pulled Cujo like 30 seconds later than Deplete from Beyond, and yet health is almost equal now.
But
like
Zmok
Depleted
is
from
still
Beyond
doing
could.
more DPS. So the way of the Crane's efficiency allowing...
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, exactly. So the efficiency of way of the Crane allowing you to... Oh, Ikus goes down. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, no. They should be able to kill this
they don't need a
boss
healer.
still. Yeah, they don't need a healer for the rest of this fight, but that is a 5-second penalty. That's going to slow down the boss fight. Not actually by all that much, though. The release point is going to be right here. 6 seconds now separating these two teams. Oh my goodness, what a close match we are watching here. Both be pulling this last boss here within seconds of each other. A near perfect run from both teams so far. Pulled at the same time, so the 5-second death penalty is now in favor of Perplexed. Perplexed has the advantage here if they can kill this boss at the same speed as Deplete from Beyond.
Slight lead over Deplete from Beyond here, damage-wise on the boss.
Yeah, they're doing a good job here of keeping that cleave up, and they've killed all their awakened enemies as well. They're just doing more damage. I'm not sure what explains it. I think it might be Divine just blasting off here compared to Rentari.
Well, Dr. J is doing the same damage. Dr. J is doing more damage than Swag comparatively, right? Or Clicks, and both of those were in third
Igloo
place.
down again for Deplete from Beyond. They
my
do have another battle res, or they have 2 battle reses actually, so they're going to be able to resurrect him. But this is disastrous for Deplete from Beyond, as they did not have those 5 extra seconds plus the battle res time to spare here.
Now Perplexed has gotten the Magneto arm out from the Omega Buster, with Omega Buster dipping below 20% HP. It looks like Perplexed here is going to be able to take down the Omega Buster. At that point, they only have to DPS down 1,000,000 health from King Mechagon, and they should be able to take this against Deplete from Beyond 2-0.
Not respecting the 1v1 here. They're going to have all 5 members of their team fighting King Mechagon. That is unethical, but still taking a win for Perplexed.
Man, bad manners. Unbelievable. Perplexed taking that 2-0 victory, and, you know, Deplete from Beyond had a couple deaths here and there, a couple Igloo deaths as well, but they did a good job making sure they're, you know, keeping pace. It just feels like each time they're kind of on the cusp of it, and Perplexed has done a great job of improving their team constantly, Zyro.
Yeah.
It's grand finals time, as our top 2 seeds have made it to the grand finals in what Dranos is viewed as a shocking display of the power of numbers. Perfect win scenarios. But game is underway. Method EU and Perplexed starting off in our grand finals in Waycrest.
There we go. We see the double triple hunter comp for Waycrest here because of that bolstering and tyrannical combination of affixes. Both of them immediately going to the boss, to the Triad, and using the Bloodlust.
Both teams now going for this hunter skip at the exact same time, but Perplexed kind of going for a different pull strategy, where we see Method EU opting to go for the boss pull. They messed it up. They messed up the skip on Method EU.
I'm not sure if they can recover. They need to reset the boss. Mirror's going down as well.
What?
Yeah, they got in common with the Hounds here and with the mini boss as well. You can see Almac just casting on Zalia actually, and we see Method EU also pulled a bunch of mobs on top of the box, but everyone dropping really low as Goliath actually wants him to fire here and to set up the trash alive.
Everyone was like below 20% HP there. Mira's down to 1% HP going down. Gingy also going down. They only have Fragrance alive as a DPS player to get through the rest of this trash. Both Gingy and Miraz have released and are rejoining the group, but the heal went off on this Thornguard here, and it is bolstered at least several times. Is it worth finishing off this trash pull? I feel like they should just drop aggro at this point.
Now, if you think about Method EU, the mistakes that they made, they cost them quite a bit of time. But if they would be playing against a lower tier team, maybe they would still be able to win, right? But that's something you can't do in the grand final here, where both teams are so incredibly good and so fast. Every single second matters, and how well you deal with bolstering can make up a lot of time. And Perplexed definitely has shown that they can deal with bolstering very, very cleanly.
You gotta give it up to Perplexed. I mean, when you're playing against a team like Method EU, you know you have to bring your absolute A game. And they've brought it here. They've capitalized on those mistakes from Method EU, and they will be taking down this first game of this series, because with Gorak Tool at 10%, there's absolutely nothing in their way to taking this first dungeon.
Perplexed taking game number 1 in Waycrest, and a little bit of that residual, you know, J-Crest skills lying in the team, Dranos.
Yeah, they looked really, really good here. This was an impressive performance. 18 minutes, 35 seconds in Waycrest Manor with bolstering and tyrannical active. That's blazing fast, so.
Yeah, and we've seen what differences in strategy this comes up with, right? Method EU can go for much bigger pulls with the DK, kill them more quickly just to play safer. with that DK damage, and they end up actually doing this dungeon faster.
Sure that he keeps the aggro and everything. Now Trolltech is being engaged by Method on top of a lot of trash again on their side.
Yeah, both teams opted to go for this massive triple pack pull on top of Trothek. Remember that, I mean, the major differences here is just that DK. He gets to pump the extra single target damage, whereas Perplexed has to slowly whittle it down. It's more dangerous for them. People are going to get yoinked all over the place by those chains, by those chain hooks. Just, I mean, look at the difference here. Method EU has no more trash to worry about, whereas Perplexed, this is going to be alive for another 10-15 seconds for them.
Yeah, both of the teams are AoEing the Awakened mobs with this middle pack, so this is going to be very difficult. This is why they saved their Bloodlust and did not use it at all in this dungeon. So now they're popping the Bloodlust. Now we see the Petons coming out on the Tank Buster here, and there's so much going on. You have the boss, you have 4 Awakened mobs, and you have the middle pack. This requires insane coordination by these teams. Most of their damage on the trash. Perplexed doing a little bit of a different strategy. They only pull the Awakened mobs at the start without the middle pack. They wait for the boss to be lower to get the AoE artillery. Oh no, a Shine and Wolf Disc are actually going down.
It was not to be, as Method EU puts up yet another impressive run in Freehold. 12 minutes, 26 seconds, bringing us to an even 1-1 and putting us into Game 3 in the Grand Finals.
And we are ready to go. I'm happy to tell you guys our final game between final Grand Finals game between Method EU and Perplexed is getting underway right now in KR.
I mean, look at the difference already. Method EU, the trash is already all dead for them, whereas Perplexed has to kite it out a little bit. It all goes down pretty quickly even after the kiting, but the time loss there from just having to kite things around, Method EU just tiny little advantage once again at the start of the dungeon like we just saw just now.
The tank, but looks like Method EU didn't manage as it's casting a Drain Fluid here. This is a pretty big time loss for them.
Yeah, not only did they not manage to, effectively bug out the boss, but they also have two touch mummies on top of the boss too, casting these discharges, doing a lot of damage to everyone in the group, and you can see everyone is now in that Grievous and stacking up on every player. I think now's been in a full stack of Grievous for like the past 30 seconds because Zalia is just
Didn't manage to get the person out immediately. You see Sally going down here actually.
Oh, no.
They do have a Battle Rust available, but not sure how much the Battle Rust is gonna do for them because Zalia is still There's gonna be a full team wipe for Method EU.
That's Method EU even committing the Bloodlust at this point. They know how far behind they are, and at this point the delay is over. Perplexed now knows that Method EU has wiped on Machimba. If I'm in that position, and I've been in that position before in the past, this is when you start feeling the adrenaline of we can win this. We can take a series off of a team that has been unstoppable for so long. Perplexed has to be feeling that insane rush of adrenaline right now. They even pulled the middle pack into this. This is a much larger pull than we normally see here. Usually we see that 3-pack by the bridge pulled into Shadow of Azul, but Perplexed just opting to pull it right in. You can see the massive amount of damage on the Divine Field as he dropped low, but was able to be healed out by Zmok in that way of the crane, and this trash pack is absolutely melting.
Yeah, the amount of damage they have for this one is insane. You see Divine Field actually having 2 bleeds on him, but the Dwarf Rachel is being used to get rid of that bleed effect. Well done by them dealing with that trash bag. I mean, the amount of execution you need for this one is quite insane. But yeah, let's see what Perplex is doing now. They're preparing for the pull, and this is so difficult. 4 obelisks with a tyrannical boss here in King's Rest.
And the important thing to mention here, you can notice not a single one of the hunters has their Aspect of the Wild available at the start of this pull. It will come off cooldown relatively quickly once they enter combat, but yeah, not having it right away at the start of the pull will lower their damage quite a bit to start with. The main thing to look out for here is going to be any sort of overlap of mechanics here.
Perplexed, a 100% clean run, 0 deaths on their side, and atal'dazar is going lower and lower. There's no way. I'm not going to say it. Sorry.
There's absolutely no way they're going to wipe to this boss at this point. There's nothing that can take them down. And would you believe it? Perplexed is going to be taking the first series, this entire Cup series, off of Method EU in a 2-1 3-game fashion against Method EU and take down the 3rd Cup of the season.
Wow.
There it is. Perplexed getting the big win, the one they've been waiting for and pushing for.
Fuck, man, it actually feels so good, man. We finally won ETH. We finally won, dude. That was well deserved. It was rough. Congrats on the win, thank you, man. Dude, I'm actually so happy, man. You don't even know. That shit feels so good, but fuck!
I mean,
My headset.
not even
Man.
trolling.